Oh, what's up there, guys? Just wanted to do a short little video on this crystal cycle out of Final Fantasy. If there's one thing I love, it's a damn cycle of cards. Final Fantasy seems to be a little polarizing so far, but we got some commander staples here, dude. We've got to acknowledge that, and we've got to assimilate that information. That's why I'm here, brother. So subscribe to Better Commander. I break it down, and I'm down to clown. Alright, let's get right into this. In no particular order, we have the Darkness Crystal. 2 black legendary artifact. Black spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. Has 4 black and tap. Put target creature card exiled with the Darkness Crystal onto the battlefield tapped under your control with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. So you got a couple things going on here. All of these have that cost reduction, similar to the medallion cycle from all the way back in Tempest. These were recently reprinted in Modern Horizons 3, I believe, so they aren't a bad snag right now. They used to be very pricey cards. Anyways, you have all this for 4 mana. Kind of off to a bad start because we have these other 2 abilities here that don't seem so great. This is great for, I guess, removal heavy decks where you have lots of board wipes, things of that nature. That last ability isn't bad, but it's a little overcosted and can only hit your opponent's stuff. It's interesting. But I'm not sure if this is going to penetrate the crowded commander staples pool. So far, black. You lose, brother. Now the cycle is all 4 mana, they're all legendary artifacts, and they're all the color of choice cost 1 less to cast, so that's what's going on with the Earth Crystal here. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control, twice that many +1/+1 counters are put on that creature instead. Has 4 green tap, distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. Now we're talking, dude. This is branching evolution, plus the cost reducer, plus in a pinch you can get that counter train rolling for 6 mana. Seems like 6 mana for 2 counters, that's terrible, right? But it's also 4 counters due to its own static ability. Makes it a little better now. You forgot about that, didn't you? Alright, well, just feel your shame. You got to embrace that shame, brother. Feel it. The Fire Crystal is 2 red. Legendary artifact. Red spells cost 1 less to cast. Now creatures you control have haste. Pretty simple. 4 red. Tap. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. This is all pretty good stuff. I would run this in any deck where I need all my creatures to have haste. Pay the extra mana above Fervor and Rising of the Day because you get that cost reduction. That last ability is like gold, man. It's a little overcosted, but cards like Molten Duplication, Twin Flame, these are very sought after cards for a reason. It's a great value piece with 3 very useful abilities. I feel like I'm assembling Captain Planet over here. Earth, wind, water. The Water Crystal is 2 blue, legendary artifact. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. Has 4 blue tap. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. The Mill Crystal is interesting. I definitely run this in a dedicated mill deck, but that archetype is kind of starved for good cards. Something like this really accelerates that strategy. The cost reduction is fantastic too, man. Cost reduction is better than having a mana rock out there because you get that refund multiple times per turn. It changes the math, brother. That's why the medallions are so good. I love this card. Make those multiple instances of mill, like Mesmeric Orb, absolutely devastating. Imagine untapping 7 permanents, milling 35 cards. It's over, buddy. Each time you untap a permanent, that's 1 little instance of mill. But say you traumatize somebody with 80 cards in their deck, so they mill 44 instead. It's not as good, but still worth running because that traumatize now costs 1 less. This card's a win-win. Speaking of wind, we got the Wind Crystal out here. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. White spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and 4 white, tap it. Creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. This is gold in a life gain deck. People run Rock's Faithmender out there. He doesn't even do anything. He just sits there with a stick, his impressive looking horn. He's a big beefy dude, but he's like, hey man, I'm a pacifist, I'm a 1/5. I never got around to sharpening my stick. I'm not stabbing anybody with this thing. Anyways, slam dunk, pop in your life gain decks. That last ability is good. That can be a win con and gain you a metric ton of doubled life gain if you manage to build a big board, say you're running Angels or something. People are going to respect this card. They're going to learn to respect it when you gain 50 life. So now if I had to rank these, I would say green comes out on top. Lots more decks can use that than any other. Those effects tend to be very expensive because they're very powerful. White comes in at number 2. but 2 and 3 and 4 are very close. Red is going to come in at number 3. Lots of decks want haste. Blue only goes in mill decks, and people fear and hate mill more than witches in early America. Fear the witch, fear the mill. Black probably comes in last, sadly. I'm just not seeing decks where you want this. It's an odd effect. Now, you guys may disagree, right? And you can let me know in the comments below because I love you very much. I want to look into your eyes over a couple plates of rigatoni by candlelight, and you can tell me all your pain and suffering and tell me why I'm wrong about my rankings. Nikki G, Better Commander, with love, signing off.